Hello, my name is Tim Sandifer, and I'd like to tell you a little story about a bet that I lost one time, which changed my life forever. Now, it's not quite what you think, and I'm not much of a gambler, but it was one roll of the dice that I was extremely grateful for, and it allowed me to play my cards right for the future. When I was in high school, I was somewhat of an athlete, and that was my forte. I played a lot of sports, and I was very good at it. One day when I was at wrestling practice, we had a new drama teacher who had showed up, and she made her way into the theater where we practiced in front of, and she began to choreograph a dance. And I just couldn't help but watch her because she was kind of easy on the eyes as well. And afterwards, she walked out and she asked me if I was involved in any arts. And I told her that I was in choir, and she asked me if I would be interested in auditioning for her musical. Well, I told her that it wasn't really my thing and to be in a show, and she said that she didn't ask me to be in her show. She had just asked me to audition. So me, being the sarcastic and confident teenager that I was, I said, well, I know that if I auditioned for your show that I would be in it. I just said that that wasn't my thing. Well, she laughed, and I knew from that moment on that it was going to be an interesting relationship. What I didn't know is that she needed the cast of 15 men and only had 6. So I started the show, and through the rehearsal process, I hated every minute of it. It was time-consuming, and one particular night, someone's cell phone rang, and she threw it up against the wall, and I thought, what am I getting myself into? Then, opening night came around, and I was extremely nervous, and I even threw up right before walking on stage. And I made my way on stage, center stage. I had the first line, and I said it, and it was a comedic line, and the entire audience laughed at me, and from that moment on, I was just completely hooked. And here I am, 8 years later, still doing theater, and it's been life-changing for me. One thing that really got to me was that it was hard work, and I didn't know about it. And it was memorizing lines, and in the first show, I was tap dancing on corrugated tin, and it was quite interesting. And not to mention, this woman was completely crazy. It was like an addiction that I just couldn't get enough of, and I just kept going and going and going. And I began to study and read books and do everything I could to find everything about this craft that I didn't know about. And I eventually became an actor. Right out of high school, I was offered a job at Independence Park Theater in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and it was for an assistant stage manager position, and I had never been a technician before, and it was my first time. And I jumped right into it, and it eventually became a great job, and it started to pay the bills, which is not something that comes along that much in theater. Now, I really do have a reason to wake up every morning and do something that I love to do, and it's beautiful, and I really wouldn't trade it for the world. In conclusion, the definition of gamble is to take a chance on, to venture or risk. I took a chance on something new and discovered the door that led to my future. I took a risk and it paid off and brought me true happiness. Thank you. Thank you.